Alf, happy Friday to you. Hey, since it's Friday, let's do a fun video. Let's react to a content creator, a sports card content creator that's reacting to other sports card content creators.
You take the card and put it in the sleeve.
It sounds like a good time. Today we're talking about Professor Sports Cards. I was going to title this Professor Sports Cards Calls Out Sports Card Content Creators, but I thought to myself, what would the professor do? And so we switched it around. We're playing a little game here to see, will we get some more action with a little bit more of a dramatic title, Professor Sports Card Ruins Card Content Creators. Let's see how that does. So who is Professor Sports Cards? He is a channel that's been around for a few years. I've been watching him on and off for the last couple of years, I would say. I like his stuff. I met him in person at the National. It was funny because I was about to take some video of the gigantic whatnot wall, the casino wall. And I'm like, who is this dude that's also doing like the same exact thing with his iPhone? And I walk up and this guy's got Professor Sports Cards hat, Professor Sports Cards shirt on. So this was the professor. We talked for a good probably 20, 25 minutes about content stuff, life, all the things. It was great. It was a good conversation. I always like meeting people in person. This is another reason why I like going to the National. There's a lot of content creators that frankly I haven't met that I'd like to meet, and some I still haven't met. Mike, Junkwax Hero, I'm talking to you. There's a lot of guys, gals I just don't get any time with during the year, and this is it. So Professor has gone full heel now with the content, done a nice job with it. He's a little clip heavy.
School's closed. It's a holiday, you dumbasses.
Take the card and put it in the sleeve. You take the card and put it in the sleeve. You take the card and put it in the sleeve.
I do like the videos where he's talking more, kind of giving more insights, because there are some where it's just like 90% of the video is clip after clip. And I know because he told me he's spending hours editing videos. So he's putting the time in to put out a well-crafted video. So shout out to him. Look, I think it's funny. A lot of people dislike content creators, never actually met them in person. Once you actually meet people, then you're like, oh, that's just a regular dude. And that's basically been like 95% of the interactions I've had in the space with other content creators, whether they like me or don't like me or whatever. It's a bunch of regular dudes. That's really what it boils down to. So we had a good conversation. He's gone full heel on the channel, doing a really good job. Fastest growing sports card YouTube channel. I think when you are coming from 2,000-3,000 subscribers and you're moving up, there is opportunity to move up faster than if you have 30, 40, 50,000 and you're trying to kind of get to that next level. We're going to talk about that actually because he called out other content creators and just how the numbers are dropping for sports card content, but there's so many different factors in that, and we're going to kind of talk through all of that and use some examples as well. Hey, don't forget to use the SCD25 promo code at the shipping and billing screen when you're going through your first submission at PSA. Tell a friend who hasn't used PSA, save them some money, $25 off that first submission. SCD25 code, 1 card minimum to try out PSA. See how quickly and painless that was? I just slipped it right there into the video. Also, one other little side story before we get into Professor Sports Cards. Topps just announced that they're going to release boxing cards. And at first I was kind of like, whatever. But then I looked at kind of this thing, I think it was on IG, I saw it. And they've made a deal with all these different promoter companies, all these different boxing promotion companies. And so there actually could be some pretty wicked boxing cards that are coming out by Topps Chrome. I've said it before, hell, if Gary V Topps Chrome stuff sells, you don't think that boxing Topps Chrome is going to sell? You slap Topps Chrome on just about anything, and it works. But are we going to get Buster Douglas on-card autos? Are we going to get, I know Muhammad Ali's no longer with us, but will we get cut auto type stuff for big chase cards? There's a lot of really cool things you can do with boxing if we go back in time, there is a lot of really cool things they could do with boxing cards. So I hope that they don't kind of half-ass this with like sticker auto crap and whatever. I hope that they do this really well. All right, back to the professor. So recent video that he did, check him out. He did something kind of showing that content numbers coming down for certain channels. And he's talking about Card Collector 2. He was talking about Scotty B, I believe. Jeff Wilson was kind of wrapped in there directly or indirectly, I'm not sure. Pac-Man. But he's made a few videos on this point. And I wanted to just kind of throw out a few different thoughts here when I see this. Because if you're looking at a channel and you see, oh man, they have 400,000 subscribers, but they had 20,000 views on this particular video. Or 40,000 views, but they have 400,000 subscribers. How is that even possible? Well, there's kind of a diminishing returns when it comes to subscriber count if you've had a YouTube video over a long period of time. I'm going to use an example here. Rudy at Alpha Investments. Now, he is the biggest Magic the Gathering investor channel that exists. I think he's been on YouTube for 8 or 9 years, going all the way back to 2015, 16. So he was before kind of pandemic boom and all that sort of a thing. And he's been masterful how he's run a business using the channel to promote the business, promote the cards. And it just so happens that Magic the Gathering and Pokemon cards are kind of like at all-time highs, a lot of the sealed stuff. And this dude has tens of millions of dollars in sealed product. He really nailed it with starting a YouTube channel to promote his business, to sell, but also to grow a YouTube channel, and then has rode that wave of also generating income from his YouTube channel. Okay, so he has about 400,000 subscribers, and he puts out videos I would say like every other day or so, maybe every 2-3 days, sometimes daily, depending on what's going on in that world, but usually it's every couple of days, every few days. And he'll have a video, and he actually says, like, I need to put, like, aliens in the title just so I'll get, like, instead of 20,000 views, I'll get 50,000 views. So that's why I mentioned, with the title, should I put Professor Sports Cards calls out, or should I put ruins? We're going ruins today. Just to see if that extra drama gives it a little extra push in this small little sports card content world. But with Rudy, 20,000 views is about 5% of his subscriber base. And what I mean by this is he's been on YouTube for 8-9 years. You lose these folks over time. Someone might have subscribed 9 years ago that still watches today, but the odds are that they probably don't. But he might have someone that subscribed yesterday that's going back and watching all the videos and trying to get caught up. There might be people that have subscribed 5 years ago that are completely out of trading cards. And there's some people that subscribed 5 years ago that are still watching daily. I'm probably one of them. I've been watching him for about 5 years, 5 or 6 years or so. So the idea that you are going to get, you've got 400,000 subscribers. Is each video supposed to get you 200, 300, 400,000 views because you have 400,000 subscribers that you've built over, in his case, almost a decade? No, it's not real. It's not realistic at all. Additionally, we're in a small space. So when he's making a Pokemon video or Magic the Gathering video talking about, different products coming out, investing ideas, whatever, he's throwing out different things, and he's talking on camera, these are not necessarily searchable. It's just basically like Pokemon card talk or Pokemon market talk or whatever. It's not as if this is evergreen to where, or it's viral. It's not viral type content. This isn't making national news. Even with Pokemon cards, it's still a small niche space when it comes to the broader search engine that is Google and YouTube. What are people actually searching for? When you look at keyword planning and you look at what are people actually searching for, Pokemon investing is pretty small in the grand scheme of things. And so that's why you have, a handful of channels that are kind of, that excel there, because they might be at the top of kind of like the Google, YouTube search list when people do look at that. It's almost like being on the first page of Google. Certain channels are going to be there for those search terms. I've said on my channel, I'm happy with about 10% of my subscriber account in the first 24 hours as far as views go. So it's about 2,000 views a video. If I get that in the first 24 hours, and then I pick up some views over time here and there, and then sometimes they fizzle. If it's kind of a news item, that's the news of the day. In 5 years, are people going to find that video? Maybe they will, a few, but it's not as if it's going to go from 2,000 views to 100,000 views, in 5 years, because it was the news of the day, and then there's new news, and we kind of know how that goes. It is possible for some evergreen sports card content to kind of pick up steam over time, to add views over time, but it's not likely in our small content space that you're going to see just huge upward trends on views. And I could be wrong there. Who knows? Maybe sports cards are currency. Maybe it's, hey, everyone stopped buying Bitcoin and now it's sports cards. You're buying your groceries with sports cards in 30 years. Who knows? We can't see the future, right? I think the odds are really slim that that's going to happen, but hey, I can't see the future. Another thing is frequency when you put videos out has a lot to do with view counts as well. So a good example of this is somebody might put Chasing Cardboard. Good example, Ty Wilson over there. Do those guys put out daily videos? No, they put out a video every like 10 to 14 days, I think, somewhere in that range. Now they'll get 50 to 100,000 views per video, but they're putting a lot of editing, a lot of effort, and they're not putting out, there's a scarcity element to Chasing Cardboard, and that is part of the reason why that viewer count is so high on each video, because their fans, the people that are watching those shows, they're waiting for that to come out. If it was daily, if there was a Chasing Cardboard episode that came out daily, they wouldn't perform the same way. You wouldn't get 80,000 views on each episode because you kind of cannibalize your audience that way. But because they're putting out a really good video every 7, 10, 14 days or whatever the kind of that cadence is that they're able to put them out, then their audiences, they're ready for it. They're like, okay, this is a weekly episode every 10 days. They're ready to watch that episode. They're excited for it. So there's scarcity there. Sports Card Radio actually did a good job of this as well, to where they had their weekly live stream, and then they were doing maybe one video a week, sometimes no videos a week, or one video every 10 days or so, and the videos would perform really well. A weekly live stream, everyone's like ready for the live stream. They're ready for that weekly live stream, and that's in part because there's demand there, but there's scarcity. For my channel, there's not scarcity. There's abundance of supply of content. So for a lot of my viewers, they're going to pick and choose. They're going to be like, okay, I'll watch this one. I'm not going to watch that one. I like this one. Don't like that one. You know, they might have a certain show that they like that I do, and other shows are like, this is trash. So there's a lot of variables that go into it as well. And then also just kind of like what's trending. I've noticed just kind of post-national and leading up to the national, my views in August are already quite a bit better than they were in July. There's trends too to where sports card content as a whole, and I'll check other channels just to see, is this just my channel that's doing pretty good, or other channels also kind of seeing a bump? And it's the same. Other channels also seeing a bump. So that shows me that there's just more people that are searching for sports card related stuff in August compared to where we were in July. I also took vacation, took time off in July, didn't make as many videos, and it was kind of more vacay time for me. So that's also another reason. I think my main point here is there's a ton of different variables when it comes to subscribers, views, what does that look like? A great resource that I've referenced here on the channel before is socialblade.com. It tracks YouTube channels daily. So you can see like what is happening from a view standpoint and subscriber count every single day. It updates every single day. And that's where you can see, is there any shenanigans? Look, if you see my channel, if I go from 23,000 or whatever my sub count is currently to all of a sudden I'm at 40,000 subs and within like 30 days or 35,000 subs, something weird happened. Unless I have like a YouTube short that somehow got 20 million views, that's the only way that I can pick up 10,000 subs within 14 days or something. So that's another way that you can kind of spot check other channels like, it's kind of weird that all of a sudden they're at 80,000, 100,000, 150,000 subs. You can kind of see over time like trend lines. Oh, wait, their added subscribers was here for a year, and then all of a sudden it went like this. What's different? You know, because the views and the subs don't match up. It doesn't, the numbers don't work out. So socialblade.com is a great resource. Now, the National was a giant sales event, a marketing event.
Fanatics Collect booth.
But the one thing that Professor Sports Cards calls out in videos as well that I agree with is I don't understand why we have to have the over-the-top fake excitement. So you've got the fake rage, but what's even worse, I think, is the fake excitement. And recently we saw it with Logan Paul and Ken Golden. They're opening a box of 80 Topps basketball, and they got a Bird Magic rookie Irving card. And just the reaction from these guys, they have to know that people that are already in the hobby are looking at this like, what in God's green earth is happening here?
Oh shit! Oh God!
What is it? What is it? What is it?
I got it!
No, shut up.
I got
Shut
it!
up, Ken!
Oh
What
my
are you talking
God!
about?
And I cursed on air. I'm sorry,
Ken,
eBay.
what are you talking about?
I'm sorry, eBay.
Ken!
Ryan, let's get this in the sleeve. Let's get this in the sleeve. Let me get this.
What do you mean you got it?
Let me get this out of my hands.
What do you mean
Get in
you
the
got
sleeve.
it?
Get in the sleeve. We got it.
Shut up. Wait,
We got
what?
it.
No.
We got it.
And maybe it clearly, this sort of reaction is not for us. It has to be for just kind of the larger audience that they have. But I guess my big question is do viewers actually buy this, in 2025? In 2025, do they look at this sort of reaction where Logan Paul's like fake crying, that Ken pulled it? Ken, are you serious? Ken, what happened? As if he has no idea what cards they're looking for in this box. I know he's mainly a Pokemon guy, but I have to assume that he is enough of a trading card guy to know what's going on. But the idea that somebody would watch this and be like, oh my gosh, this is completely authentic, this reaction, it's just mind-boggling to me. I don't understand in 2025 why we have to have like the fake excitement. It could just be regular excitement like, oh yes, I pulled the card. It's the same thing when breakers scream and yell about a card that is a $10 card that is like some huge hit out of the set. And it's like, this is not helping. It's not helping people that are actually trying to provide card insights. They're actually trying to keep people in the industry and not just trying to be transactional and making a quick sale, selling a quick break spot or whatever it might be. Even selling singles. We don't need to hype up bullshit for single sales. Just say what a card is. What is it? We can debate on the importance of the card or not, but the fake excitement thing it's insane. And I just wonder, is the viewing public so dumb, I guess, that they look at that and they're like, oh my God, they're actually, look how excited they are. I don't think that the viewing public is that dumb. I have to assume that most of the viewers are like, what is going on here? Like, cool card and everything, but what's the deal? Like, what's the story? Why are they reacting like that? So just for the purpose of authentic social media reactions, can we please, for the love of God, just have a normal, regular reaction? Ken Golden has seen that Magic Bird rookie card a billion times. He's probably auctioned off 1 million of those, like as far as just individual transactions at his auction house. And this guy's been in the business. So cool to be excited. I get it. But it just doesn't feel authentic here. I wish that it was just kind of a more of a regular excitement. You don't need to jump on a table, pass out, on camera, the ultra dramatic type stuff. Just act like, oh, whoa, we got it. We got a big hit. We got a cool hit. We're not crying about it. But the Logan Paul fake crying thing is like, come on, guys, come on. So I think Professor Sports Cards rightly calls out, content creators. He's not the only one. Calls out content creators when it's a little bit over the top. We don't need to fake the excitement so hard, guys. We don't need to try so hard because that's exactly what it looks like. You're just trying too hard. All right, friends, check out Professor Sports Cards if you haven't already. Like I said, I met this guy in person. I like him. We had a really good talk, and I look forward to seeing some more of his content. And I like seeing different commentary in the space. When I started YouTube, a part of my growth early on was just that there were no other options. It's not that I had some amazing YouTube channel and that I was coming out with some incredible insights. It was literally because there was just nobody putting content out in March of 2020. 2020 was a big growth period going into 2021, that first year. And that's what kind of propelled me forward and gave me confidence to kind of build out and continue on. And it's been a great run. But now we have a lot of great shows on YouTube. There's a lot of competition in the space. It's great for viewers because there's a lot of different options. But if you're a content creator, that means those eyeballs are going in a bunch of different places because not everybody is going to watch 10 hours of YouTube every day to catch all these channels. That's all I've got today, my friends. Stay healthy, stay awesome. Have a great weekend ahead.